The road to Louisville starts here at the UW Fieldhouse in Madison, Wisconsin, where we open things up against Georgia Tech. NCAA women's volleyball tournament, 19 times over their program history, their 5th consecutive tournament appearance. So, like we just talked about, this is a very, very storied program that we've seen. Georgia Tech's side, they're ranked in the top 25 in the ABCA poll, 20-9 coming in, 14 tournament appearances. This is tournament appearance number 5. So again, two sides here that have really pulled together strong resumes to be able to make it to this point of the season. We'll get things started here. Emiliano, the senior UT Rio Grande Valley. We'll get things started at the service line for the Yellow Jackets. We're underway from Madison. Set out of the middle and a quick dump kept alive by Velez. Back on Tennessee's side. The swing from the outside kept alive Georgia Tech. Bertolino bump set, swing the block. Kept alive and now a dump at the net. Tennessee gonna have to swing this one over on the third. And a nice rally start. Swing out of the middle, that one down. Georgia Tech gets us started as Logan Wiley, the freshman, Alpharetta, Georgia, with the first point of the match. Georgia Tech staying on the service line. Set coming here from Kerr, kept alive, and it'll land out. Last touched by Tennessee on the block, and point Georgia Tech staying alive here and getting a good start here. First 2 points in set number 1. Tennessee, only 3 swings so far. Can they get things going? And just a miscommunication trying to kick that one up, I believe was Emiliano. And that's how Tennessee gets their first point of the match. 2-1 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. First serve here for the Lady Vols. Hayden Kubik at the service line. Set out of the middle and a swing from the middle. That's Logan Wiley, that freshman middle blocker again, getting things going for Georgia Tech. A nice set there from Emiliano. And the serve back to Georgia Tech. Bertolino and a nice topspin and a hit out of the middle, but no touch on Tennessee's side. That was a strong topspin serve from Bertolino. A little bit too much on Tennessee's receive. And the swing out. So Tennessee back at the service line. Kate Carrier, Tennessee native. Libero at the service line. Set cross court, the swing off the block at a point for Georgia Tech. And Tamara Otene getting things started on that run for Georgia Tech. Serve back to the Yellow Jackets. The freshman Logan Wiley, who's been making plays on and off throughout this first set, but a swing out of the middle this time. The middle's getting involved here, as that was Claudia Pollock. We just talked about Logan Wiley making plays for Georgia Tech. Now here's Tennessee's middles getting involved. And a service error, Plante. Serve right back to Georgia Tech. Caroline Kerr, the setter from Champaign, Illinois, check in for Georgia Tech. Liv Mogridge at the service. Again, the middles getting involved here for Tennessee. Dug up by Velez at the net. Point Tennessee. The block now getting involved for Tennessee. And coming in, Claudia Pollock has been making real big plays here out of the start for the Lady Volunteers.
Definitely, Joey. I mean, close matchups so far. Even seeing the energy feed one another just from within these teams.
Strong serve here for Tennessee. Georgia Tech couldn't quite get in system. Swing from past the 10-foot line goes long and out. Point Georgia Tech. And the errors early on, they've been pretty even, but some unforced errors from both sides so far. Serve back to Georgia Tech, set here for Kubik, and couldn't dig it up cleanly for Georgia Tech, and serve right back to Tennessee. A game of runs here, but not very long ones. No one's really been, as I think Georgia Tech's going to challenge something here. We might have a review.
Yeah, well, Joey, I mean, Tennessee was hitting too long, but that one just really got it down in the middle.
Card set back down, so Tennessee back with the serve, an opportunity to tie this one up here, set number 1. Potential ace opportunity, but kept alive here by Velez. Dig out of the back for Tennessee, out of the set for Bertolino, off the block. Point Georgia Tech, Bianca Bertolino.
7-5 here in the field house. Joey, you can really hear all the communication so clearly here tonight, and that's not something I've been able to hear in the field house, so definitely interesting to hear that.
The host Wisconsin Badgers, the 2 seed, will be hosting Fairfield here in just a few. As a swing here from Nina Chajic. We talked about her in the open. The grad student from Serbia. A strong swing, just a nice set there out of the middle.
Yeah, I mean.
And now Tennessee, another opportunity here to tie this one up.
Yeah, I mean, Nina Chajic leads the kills per set and is really showing that so far earlier in this set.
As Caroline Kerr at the service line for Tennessee, and again, the middle's involved.
After kill, Joey, I mean, lots of good movement and not really seeing too many of those dumps as we the first 2 points.
Logan Wiley here for Georgia Tech, the freshman, hitting 400 on 5 swings and a block to her name as well early on. 8-6 Georgia Tech has now a service error. Get credit to Luana Emiliano. And again, back and forth, no one really on a big run right now. It's just been between 1 and 2 points really since the start. Hayden Kubik at the service line for the Volunteers. Nice receive there from Les, and Tennessee can't get to it. Bertolino again plays for the Yellow Jackets.
As we said, Georgia Tech is familiar with these close matches. They've been to the 5 setters, and that would be no surprise if we see that here tonight, Joey.
Potential top spin serve here from Bertolino. That had some spin on it. Swing kept alive. Setter dump with just the right hand by Mogridge. Kept alive. Can someone get to it? Bertolino. Gonna be a free ball here for Tennessee. Can they get something going with it? Out of the swing long into the back row, but Granberry with the swing into the back and point for Tennessee. And another point to tie this one up.
Granberry, I mean, such a successful player. She was in the 2022 SEC freshman team, and you can see why right after that hit.
Junior middle blocker out of Winter Garden, Florida. Swing on the slide draw, kept alive by Tennessee. Swing off the top of the block. Set out of the middle. Wiley's blocked. We've talked about middles making plays, and this time it's the block right out of the middle for Tennessee. Claudia Pollock.
Man, Pollock, 7th block of the season so far. Great opportunity there from her.
This one just has to be set. A swing long. And Tennessee, and just like that, the Lady Vols with their first lead of the match. Can they get a little run going? They have one right now, a 3-0 run, the longest of the match. Can they keep going and try to push Georgia Tech out of a little bit of their comfort zone right now? Katie Barrier at the service line, set, far side, and in.
And just like that, Georgia Tech back to a tied game, Joey, not letting Tennessee keep that lead for long.
Tamara Otene. Again, a nice set out of the middle. by Emiliano. Logan Wiley, the freshman. The service line for the Yellow Jackets. Chapman, another one of these freshmen that we've seen here in this first match. And that's a nice way to make your name known in this match.
Exactly, Joey. I mean, she has been such a force so far this season. And, I mean, just you can see why. She's done so fabulous, and the stats show for it as well.
6'3" outside hitter from Colorado. Set Otene swings near side of the block, just couldn't quite get there near to the pin, and is able to slide that one through, tied up again at 11.
I mean, Otene again with that. She's leading with kills for the team in kills per set and overall kills, and she's had 2 on the last 2 plays.
Liv Mogridge at the service line now, trying to get her started for the Yellow Jackets. Duggan a swing out of the middle, kept alive by Velez. Third swing, Otene over the top of the block. Couldn't quite get to it, was Ashlyn King. Point, Georgia Tech. Jackets have the lead right back. Tamara Otene sitting .600 here to start. 4 kills, 1 error. Mogridge trying to continue the run here for Georgia Tech. Swing on the outside. Nina Chajic.
Gosh, that is a name we'll hear a lot tonight, Joey. I mean, we talked about her earlier, but what role has she played for these Lady Volunteers?
And now Chajic with the opportunity to get a run of her own. The service line plays in the back here on the rotation. Tied up at 12 here in set number 1. Receive out of the back, swing here over the top of the block. Did it get a touch? It did. The swing comes from Larissa Manges. 13-12, Georgia Tech. They get the serve back with Otene at the line. Set here right back to the outside. Did they get a touch this time? Did not.
Joey, Otene has been such an addition to the Jackets after transferring from Illinois State. I mean, she led the Jackets with 406 kills last year.
Otene continues the run at the line. Shot out of the middle from the back. Chajic, no touch, long. Point, Georgia Tech takes us to a timeout. 15-12 in favor of Georgia Tech here in set number 1, a 3-0 run. We'll step aside from the UW Fieldhouse.
Whether it's serving or offense. Joey?
Thanks, Rachel. Tamara Otene still continuing this run for Georgia Tech at the line. And nice dig. That was the scoreboard, but it'll stay alive. This one long over the block. No, it didn't get a touch. So point, Georgia Tech. That's been the big part of these runs, is trying to get a swing and a touch off these 2 imposing blocks right now. Right now it's Georgia Tech getting the best of it in this one, potentially an ace, but kept alive. Free ball over for Georgia Tech. Set of the middle, swing, Bertolini over the top of the block. Set over to Kubik, over the top, just has to try to put it in the campfire. Bertolino got a touch. No, did not.
Just like you said, Joey, even with the previous points, you have both teams celebrating after that, and a lot of teams both teams are putting a lot of muscle behind those kills. And again, like you said, hoping that it either catches the line or maybe catches a fingertip off the block.
That's the best you can do right now. Is these 2 have been playing very strong to start this match. Just trying to get something to go. There's a touch as Tennessee couldn't get to it off the block. And point, Georgia Tech, 17-13. As getting down to the close end of this first set. It's been a very quick set so far. Still a lot of points to go. But Georgia Tech starting to take command here over the last few.
Pretty quick points, too.
Saw a couple good rallies in the first few points of the game, but now these offenses trying to figure things out on their first swings. Swing from Kubik into the block, point, Georgia Tech.
Gosh, Georgia Tech absolutely dominating this last few minutes after the timeout. I mean, 18-13. This is the biggest lead we've seen so far tonight, Joey.
Logan Wiley and Larissa Menges combine on the block. Kubik this time over the block, kept alive. Bertolino over the block this time and in. Point Georgia Tech. Going on a huge run right now, and Tennessee needs a time. Yellow Jackets hitting 296 so far in the set. Tennessee under 100 at 083.
Yeah, Bianca Bertolonio. I mean, what a great block from her, Joey. I mean, totally got that last point all dedicated to her and been doing a really great job on defense so far tonight for the Jackets.
We talk about we've touched on it here a little bit, this run that Georgia Tech's been on, just trying to find something with their play at the net. 13.3 kills per set. They do really like to stay in system, get those, get off of their assists. A strong receiving team. One thing I will say is that they have looked really strong at the net. 1.67 blocks per set. They're probably going to double that here in set number 1.
Exactly, already with 1 block, just like you said. Similar with Tennessee, they've been doing really well. I mean, 13.2 kills per set, and I mean, definitely we've seen them really strong with their kills and taking risks, like we've seen them go a little bit wide, right, Joey?
19-13. As Sophia Velez continuing at the line. 3-0 run for the Yellow Jackets, trying to get to the last 5 points. As we're ready for action. Velez into the back row. To be set for Chayic from behind the 10-foot line. Swing from Bertolino over the block, but it lands in. Just finesse from Bertolino.
To dump, that's not something we've seen as frequently. A lot of people, we said, going for the kills, trying to be aggressive, but sometimes that's not in the games. It's those small dumps when they're least expecting it. Each team just got a point off of that as well, or went back and forth with that.
Georgia Tech again continuing to command after a back and forth start to this set. From the back, Chayic. Velez sets this one over. Swing over the block, kept alive. Velez, bump that. Bertolino over the block. Point Georgia Tech.
Bianca Bertolonio, I mean, what a hit from her. Great kill. And Georgia Tech, they're 4 away, Joey. They are getting close here in the Fieldhouse for set 1.
A 5-0 run now for the Yellow Jackets. Continuing at the line, setter dump. And that's a way to get things going back in your direction if you're Tennessee. Get that setter dump going.
Taking those risks, I mean, Georgia Tech is looking for those blocks. They're assuming Tennessee's trying to be a little bit frisky and risky with it, but with that, it was a perfect opportunity for them to get themselves back on the board.
Caroline Kerr with the opportunity to go to the line, get a run going for her squad. That one, I don't know if that was even a block. I think that was just off the tape and down on Georgia Tech's side. Point for Tennessee. Again, those are the plays that you don't always have to be pretty, but the block certainly having something to do to affect that shot. Set in the middle, wide. The freshman middle blocker again. We've seen Georgia Tech really get playmaking from a lot of weapons here. Bianca Bertolino, Logan Wiley, Tamara Otene. They've all been extremely efficient here in these last couple of points. Set for Chayic, and that one could not be dug out cleanly. That back row attack from Nina Chayic, giving Tennessee a little bit of life here as we start to close out set number 1. Can they start to get back to that as this match goes on?
Yeah, Tennessee looking to force some errors and have been able to do so on these last couple points.
We've seen Chayic have some incredible swings as a dump out of the back. Tamara Otene in the back row attacks to be able to make those plays out of the back really makes you that much more valuable, as I was just about to say. Perfect timing, as we've seen Chayic for Tennessee and now Otene for Georgia Tech, as Bertolino with the topspin serve. Set right at the net, and a beautiful set for Granbury.
Yeah, I mean, set that up pretty perfectly, but on that serve, that had some heat on it, some spin, and makes it a little bit more difficult with returning, but, I mean, Granbury is able to take that like a champ.
Tennessee trying to get a run going late in the set, or can Georgia Tech try to get set point? No touch, so here we go. Georgia Tech's gonna have 8 set points. Now that's 7. And Logan Wiley, who's had an incredible first set, may have the opportunity to close it right here. Wiley into the back, dugout, Kerr setting near side, into the campfire. Peyton Chapman, another freshman on Tennessee's side. Now the side out towards Tennessee.
Joey,
and they need as many points as they can come by.
It looked exactly like a campfire. You saw every single person's hands reaching for the ball as if they were warming their hands, but just missed. And like you said earlier, the no touch is the key word, and Tennessee will really try and bank on Georgia Tech touching the ball in it before it going out as well.
Set here out of the back, off the top of the net. Chiach gonna dump this one over the set, or over the block rather. Otene, the swing kept alive. Swing out of the back for Tennessee. Set, middle for Wiley. Bump, Chiach over to the block, kept alive by Velez. Otene, can she get it over the block? She can! Set 1 to Tennessee, to Georgia Tech.
And that was the best rally we've seen all night here, and of course, that was set point. Georgia Tech leads, gained the first set 25-18. Joey, I mean, big opportunity there for Tennessee coming back. They had a few good opportunities, but we'll be back in a few minutes at the Fieldhouse. Thanks so much.
12 in the middle part of the set. After that, I mean, it was all Georgia Tech. A 13-6 run to close it out. Like we saw, they were able to get to their weapons. Bertolino had a huge run through that. It had a lot of points for Georgia Tech through that point. 7 kills in set number 1. And you got to feel confident if you can get those 3 all going in system that they're going to be able to come through and put together a really nice performance here in round number 1. As we start with set number 2, can they keep that momentum alive? Swing from the far side over the top of the block. Kept alive by Emiliano. Set over. Bump set, swing from outside. Emiliano to Bertolino. Did this get a touch? No, it did not. Point Tennessee to start set number 2. And now Bianca Bertolino, we've seen her, the top spin serve, the strong swings coming from the left side, but this time just a little bit too far outside. And it'll go back to Tennessee. See if they can get something going in set 2. Emiliano started in the middle for Wiley. Bump set, back to the outside, roll shot, point Tennessee.
Tennessee 2-0, Joey. I mean, a little bit of a different start than we saw here. I mean, Tennessee looking to get this second set. Joey, what do you think is essential for them to do so far to kind of reverse what happened last set?
You know, we saw as a quick whistle here, and could be a card here. And we will have a review, see if there might have been someone in the net. But we saw Nina Chiach in that first set. They tried to get her involved. 3 kills, 3 errors on 12 swings. Got to be able to be more efficient. Chiach, Kubik. You saw Granbury, that play out of the middle was very efficient. Can you try to keep that involved while also getting Chiach and Kubik a little bit more efficient? 12 and 10 swings respectively. Review here on the floor for looked like potential net violation. As we take a look at it, we do see that net moving a little bit before that.
It almost looks like it might have been the end of her ponytail. Not further in there. Gosh, it's such a hard angle with that in the net, but
It looked like the net might have even been moving before. I don't know if this is on. This wouldn't be on Georgia Tech. It's with that on the follow through coming back down from the block. I think that would be what we're looking for if there is any contact there for Tennessee. I didn't see anything, so I think this one will stay as it will. Point Tennessee 2-0. They maintain their lead and keep the serve as well.
Joey, I talked about this a little bit earlier, but honestly, quite a little bit of the Lady Vols fans here tonight, which they traveled pretty well, which is fun to see, and you hear a lot of cheers coming from them with this early lead.
A little bit of orange and a little bit of blue and gold out there. Some smattering of red awaiting the Badgers in Fairfield. Later is a block on the swing on Bertolino. Point Tennessee, and here's that opposite as what we saw in set number one. That block was very efficient. Bianca Bertolino was able to stay efficient despite of that, but now the block really coming to play against Georgia Tech in set number two. But this time Wiley over the block. It was not quick enough to get to the freshman Wiley, and that's how Georgia Tech gets started in set number two.
An absolute bullet from Riley. I mean, going into the student section, normally I feel like you'd see a little bit more excitement, but since they are the Badger student section, they don't seem too amused, but great hit from her.
Sat over the, this might, yeah, it will be point Georgia Tech. Bullets coming here, first from Bertolino's top spin serve that just grazed the top of the net, but then also the swing off the top of the block and out. Georgia Tech, they find a way, even just with the little things, they can get that back their way. Feels pretty strong, but this time, like we talked about, Granberry out of the middle.
Gosh, yeah. I mean, 6'3" Granberry, you see her, she is so much taller than a lot of the other Tennessee team. I mean, we saw a few players coming to jump to give her high fives, and it was just a little bit funny, but yeah, I mean, great block there from her.
Georgia Tech trying to get strong in serve, receiving a block.
Joey, we were looking for those. We talked about this last, their normal averaging blocks per set, and gosh, Granberry has already had a few more than those average blocks per set just by herself.
A swing there from Liv Mogridge, just grazing the shoulder. It looked like of Caroline Kerr. I'll get a look at it here. That, yeah, just right off her right shoulder.
She tried to move the arm, but just wasn't quite quick enough and knew exactly as it happened.
Set by Kerr, back row attack. Tried to go into the campfire, but dug out by Emiliano. Swing from who else but Bianca Bertolino. Either that's Tamara Otene. But again, who else? Because we've seen a lot from her in this match so far.
I know. Georgia Tech just has some that depth on the team where I feel like it's been a few names circling, but gosh, she's definitely been a key player for them this season.
Set by Kerr for who else for Tennessee? Granberry over the top of the block. And that, again, we talked about that coming into this set, but trying to get Keandria Granberry going, keep her efficiency up. That's going to be a big part of keeping them in this game, or in this match rather, and they're doing so at 6-4. Set by Emiliano out of the middle, Wiley stuffed, and Otene couldn't get to it and get it cleanly, point Tennessee.
Joey, I mean, we just talked about Granberry. 5 kills already tonight, and she isn't even in the top 2 for the averaging of kills per set for the Lady Vols, so you can just see how much she's adding tonight.
Swing back to Mogridge, top of the block, point Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech slowly but surely climbing their way back up. I mean, 7-5, Georgia Tech with the serve. I mean, Tennessee's got to keep that momentum going, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Mogridge at the service line, swing out of the middle, no one was there for it as Claudia Pollock getting going for the Lady Vols. We look at Claudia Pollock, the middle blocker, Keandria Granberry. Getting it into the middle for Tennessee has been huge, and it's been really helpful of getting their offense going. Can they keep these sets, or keep these side outs in their direction, get a run at the line? Velez able to receive this one. Otene over the block. Dug out in the back. Set here, Chaich long. Was there a touch? No, there was not.
And you will see a challenge maybe on that play. We've seen this a few times. Again, both teams celebrating. Everyone saying, no, she touched it, no, she touched it. No, she didn't, no, she didn't. So, I mean, that's kind of been the play of the game tonight. Do we see the touch? Was it there? And both teams are taking pretty good advantage of that, Joey.
We'll see if we can get another look at it here, but this is a pretty pivotal point in the set. Georgia Tech trying to come back in this one, as I think we get a look at it, and I think she might have. Yeah, we see Tamara Otene's finger go back just a little bit. So the point going back to Tennessee, and now their largest lead of the match. 9-5 here in set number 2. They feel poised now of trying to pull away, draw back even with the Yellow Jackets. Be Aaron Jones at the service line. Into the back, dug out by Velez. Swing for Otene. Ooh, boy. That had a little extra mustard on it.
Say that looked a little bit personal, almost coming straight for the nose there, but I mean, Tennessee, Katie Berry are almost able to get under there just a little bit too high.
Now Otene at the service line. Swing, Chaich. You can't take her on one-on-one. And an easy swing and kill for Tennessee.
We are back to 10-6. So many kills so far this set for Tennessee. And yeah, like we said, Nina Chaich, not a name to be messed with or taken on alone. A forceful player indeed.
Same on the service line. Swing for Bertolino into the back, dug out by Chaich. She could do it all. Dump, free ball over. Kerr to Chaich out of the back, into the campfire, no one's there. Nina Chaich. What a second set she's having.
Well, Joey, we saw that serve too, just as we were talking about how powerful she is, and you saw the serve almost even knock the Georgia Tech player over.
The last 3 kills for Tennessee have gone to Nina Chaich. And she's pretty strong at the service line as well. Into the back at a swing. That time by Larissa Menges over the block and out. Point Georgia Tech, so that'll end the run. But hey, what a run it was for Tennessee. Some nice plays getting Nina Chaich involved, and like we talked about, that is a huge part if they want to get back in this match.
Again, that simple touch.
Point Tennessee, that goes right back. Coming in to serve. Now Sydney James, but yeah. Just that touch off the swing from Hayden Kubik. And again, Kubik, Chaich, getting them involved, getting them back to efficiency. Obviously going to be helpful. Dumped by Menges. This one a potential joust to the top, swung away by Tennessee. Bertolino blocks, sent back. It's going to be a free ball over the top of the net. Swing, blocked, but Kubik was stronger than the jacket block. Point Tennessee, timeout Georgia Tech. And the Volunteers feeling it. Back from Madison as we get things going here. Out of the timeout, Georgia Tech, can they regain a little bit of control? Bertolino over the top of the block this time, dug up by Chaich. Dumped over, kept alive. Swing out of the middle. Wiley this time. Back to Chajic, blocked, but not enough. Nina Chajic, point Tennessee, now they're doubling up Georgia Tech.
Joey, what a start from Tennessee. After that timeout, we would think that maybe Georgia Tech would be trying to capitalize on Logan Riley again, but just missed that last point.
3-0 run now for the Lady Vols. Dug off the serve, receive. Swing, Bertolino over the top of the block. Was there a touch? Yes, there was. Point Georgia Tech. That's how Bertolino can get going for the Yellow Jackets.
Joey, I mean, right through the block, but and was able to just kind of graze that line so carefully.
Luana Miliano at the service line. Swing, but it's Hayden Kubik this time, as only Sofia Velez was there to try to get that one up. Not enough. 7-point lead back to the Lady Vols as the setter Caroline Kerr at the service line. Miliano out of the back, but this one no touch. Point Tennessee. And now the opposite of that first set. Georgia Tech getting that touch at the net, but not much going on here. A little bit of smarter play at the net this time around for Tennessee.
Definitely watching those fingertips and shrinking them down a little bit.
This one long, no touch, and point Tennessee.
Yeah, Joey, in that first set we saw the back and forth, and then the Jackets kind of able to come back with that and really take the lead and leave the Lady Vols down there, but kind of seeing the opposite so far in set two.
Velez on receive, set over to Bertolino. Not enough for Chajic in the back. Point Georgia Tech.
And they're slowly but surely trying to pick out those Tennessee defense, the weaknesses within the Tennessee defense, and getting that past that block is the number one key.
The dump, can they get a free ball over? Set back blocked, but nope, touch. Georgia Tech pleading otherwise. I don't know if you can use that second challenge so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, there have been a few opportunities with a lot of challenges, Joey. I mean, there's some that I'm seeing from our view and thinking that a few of them might paint the line, but of course, hard view from up here.
Wiley blocked but kept alive by Georgia Tech. Swing off the top of the net, but long. Emiliano tried to dig it up, but that one long the other way. And another timeout called by Georgia Tech. We will send it to a break on that. 19-9. Tennessee will send it down to Rachel Cohen, who has more on the court.
Thanks, guys. The Volunteers had a tough road to be able to play in the tournament tonight. When I was talking with head coach Eve Rackham-Watt, she reminded me of the fact that the first two matches of the season were against two of the top teams in the country, Penn State and Louisville. She said the matches didn't go quite like they expected, and they were able to take that experience to help them later down the line when they needed to win 5 out of their last 8 matches to have a chance to qualify for the tournament. She told me they did what they do best, and that's battling. They were able to go on a run and qualify for the tournament. Joey?
Thanks, Rachel. And again, Tennessee this time here in set number 2, taking advantage, playing smarter at the net. And this has been a much more balanced attack for Tennessee, opposite of what we saw in set number 1. Just kind of letting Georgia Tech now make the mistakes, have those errors, and be able to get your 3 weapons of Chajic, Kubik, and Granberry involved.
Exactly. I mean, the errors have really gone up for Georgia Tech with having 12 compared to the Lady Vols 6, and both teams playing well in their own set, but Georgia Tech kind of lacking within this one and Tennessee within 6.
Tennessee at the service line trying to get to the last 5 points. Emiliano back to Mogridge, kept alive. Bump set and the swing over the top of the block. Bump set over the top. Was there a touch on this one? No, there wasn't. Errors now here in set 2 for Tamara Otene. That one now her 4th.
That is something the Jackets cannot afford right now.
Tennessee continuing at the line. Can they get a free ball over? Can they keep it alive? Georgia Tech, no. What a run for the Volunteers. 4-0 run. And now closing in pretty quickly on their first set of the match. Trying to force this to know that we're going to go to set 4. Otene, the swing. Tennessee looking like there might not have been a touch, but point Georgia Tech as it stands on the floor. And now Logan Wiley going to need to put together a big run here for the Yellow Jackets.
Definitely, Joey, that's for sure.
No service aces yet in this match from either side. Almost one there. Swing over the top of the block, dug out. Bertolino sets. And that one hit the line judge.
Yeah, he kind of just took that with the shoulder and knew that was going to happen. But, I mean, Tennessee really picking apart that Georgia Tech defense, showing their weaknesses. I mean, after, I think it was the 2 points prior, you saw 3 different Jackets on the floor.
And also mention that's the 5th attack error for Otene. They go back to her. Can she get it going? She can.
Exactly. It's at what point do you have that trust, because she is such a star player for them, but 5 service errors, and they continue that trust, and for good reason, as we can see.
Liv Mogridge at the service line. A transfer from North Carolina. Now just a knuckler. Chaich over the top. Menges having to swing over. The block on the top of the net, but kept alive by Tennessee. Swing over, dug up by Bertolino in the back. Menges, can she get over the block? No, she can't. Sent back. Georgia Tech, can they get a swing out of it? They can. Nice rally going here in set 2. Otene over the block and in. Point Georgia Tech. And winning those rallies got to be big for your momentum.
Exactly. After such a hard-fought point and a great rally there, I mean, there haven't been those long of rallies. We saw one in set 1, but when you're rallying for that long, you're deserving it, but exactly what you don't want to do after such a hard-fought point.
And a hard-fought point, give it right back with a service error. And now suddenly Tennessee a point away from being a point away. We talked about Georgia Tech being in these dogfights and these 5 setters. The way things are going, feels like we could be slated for another one here tonight. But Tennessee trying to close things out here in set 2. Set right back to Otene, received it through the block. Velez over to Menges. Chaich over the block, and they keep it alive. Bertolino out of the back. Set over out of the back. Long, no point. Point Georgia Tech, and
they pointed for the touch, but there wasn't any touch, and I mean, Lady Vols within 2 still.
Tamara Otene, she's had a couple of errors in this set, but can she get a run going? No. The setter dump right out of the middle. Caroline Kerr from just a few hours down in Champaign, Illinois. Big Ten country. Making plays for the SEC. And now set point for Tennessee. And for a topspin serve to end this one off. An ace, the first of the match.
Gosh, Joey, like you said, first of the match, point to give them going in to get that second set. Again, similar, we've seen her, she's dominant. What's her name other than Nina Chich?
This season they are 2-2. If it gets to that point. Block here to start. That play at the net, Georgia Tech. Now the middle's getting involved defensively. Didn't see a lot of that in set number 1, but Logan Wiley, another block on her tally. Set out of the middle into the back row. Chiach. Point Tennessee, tied up again at 1.
That's one way to respond to that after block coming back into the face of the Tennessee player for the prior point, but that's one thing about her. She's going to respond.
Caroline Kerr at the service line now for Tennessee. Hit out of the middle, Logan Wiley.
Gosh, Joey, we heard her name in the first set. We're hearing her name in the third set. She was a little bit quieter in the second set, but this is the lead and the start that Georgia Tech is looking for. They're looking to be aggressive, and Wiley is one way for that. And
now the opportunity to extend the lead at the service line. Kerr sets back for Kubik over the block. Aiden Kubik. Point Tennessee.
Joey, we might be seeing what we saw in that first set at the very beginning where both teams were getting their footing, the back and forth, 1 point there, 1 point there. The leads alternating very fluidly, and I mean both teams having a set under their belt are looking to gain that momentum.
That first team to go on the run is going to feel that much more confident. Tennessee's got to get this one over. A nice swing from Chiach. This time Otene through the block. And you've seen her a little, still strong swings, but not as much trying to get it over the block. She's trying to go straight through it.
Yeah, and Otene, I mean, she's also trying to get it in, Joey. After her last set having those service errors, she's really honing in on kind of keeping it in that middle and not getting too ahead of herself and going in the red.
With Mogridge trying to get something going on the service line, but play at the net again. Peyton Chapman slowly but surely has been getting going here for Tennessee. The two freshmen on both sides of the net been pretty phenomenal. That'll be the libero, Katie Barrier, has just a tough receive. They got to dump this one over. Kerr sets for Chapman, kept alive. Swing from Menges over the block, but out. And no touch, point Tennessee. Lady Vols reclaim the lead.
Again, that back and forth, just out what we saw originally. People trying to paint the line, and I wonder if we'll ever get into a little bit more dumpy and to feel a little bit more secure with some of those points.
Libero to libero action on serve receive over the block. Chiach off the chest in the back of Bertolino. And Nina Chiach taking on Georgia Tech all by herself.
Nina Chiach, I mean, I want like a whatever that is to track the speed of her serve because, man, that is going fast, and I would not be one her on the end of that receiving end.
Continuing the run here for Tennessee. A service error, though, in the side out back to Georgia Tech. An opportunity to tie it up at 5. Tamara Otene with the service error. And right back to Tennessee.
Again, giving them that 2-point lead. Service errors are a scary, scary number in this tournament. That can win you games, that can lose you games. Same with the aces. I mean, those haven't been as frequent, though, besides the one we saw earlier.
Only one service ace, 5 combined service errors. Swing out of the middle, and Erin Jones, I don't think she quite knew where She was there, but a nice swing out of the middle.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take another look at that. She got kind of caught, came off the right hand a little bit awkward, and I mean, went into the fans before any other Lady Bulls were able to get a hand on it.
Sofia Velez at the service line. Swing from Chayic, kept alive by Bertolino. Out of the back, Tamara Otene ties us up at 6 here in set number 3.
Joey, what a start here tonight. I mean, the field house is getting slowly but surely more filled, a little bit more energy as well coming from both teams with this back and forth.
Chance of Let's Go Tech ringing out through the field house. Swing blocked. Nina Chayic there for Tennessee.
Joey, we're saying these names, Julia Otene and Nina Chayic. Soon, that's going to be written on the back of my hand, and I feel like I'm going to know it forever after tonight.
Nina Chayic, 9 kills on 23 attempts, but she's been able to get things done all over on the floor today. At the service line, that one way over the block. Bertolino couldn't get a block on it, or touch on it. And Nina Chayic staying at the service line. 9 kills on 23 swings, hitting .261. Has an assist to her name, a service ace, 3 digs, 2 blocks. She is just stuffing the stat column. And now the topspin serve into the back. Swing by Wiley, could not quite get a clean play on it, but this time she blocks it right on the other end. A tough swing, but right immediately makes the play defensively.
I mean, yeah, like you were saying earlier, Nina Chayic absolutely flooding the stats column. I mean, having a great second set, third set, and we can see that so far here tonight.
Swing from Chayic off the block, kept alive. Bertolino into the campfire. I think the set, I think Emiliano might have slipped on the set, but still regardless was able to get it to Bertolino, and we're all tied at 8. Georgia Tech with the serve. Set for Chayic, blocked, out of bounds. Point Tennessee.
Joey, looking for that first team to go on that run. As we said, that'll give the confidence, that'll give the energy. Both teams kind of going back and forth with that right now. But whoever goes on that run first, they will feel the energy, and that's what they need to finish off that third set. We saw Georgia Tech do it in the first set after coming off kind of a steady back and forth points for the first 15.
Tennessee still claiming the lead. Trying to continue a run here. Going to set 4 with a lead. Swing over the top of the block. Otene keeping it alive. Swing Bertolino. Tooled through the block, point Georgia Tech.
Tied game here. I mean, and Joey, one name we haven't talked about so far this set Granberry. She was having a phenomenal second set in those kills, in those blocks, and that's not really something we've seen so far in this third set.
Service error. Point Tennessee, and really those service errors have really come at a pretty crucial time for Georgia Tech. Something to keep an eye on as this game goes on. But the service going back to Tennessee, 10-9 in favor of the Lady Vols. Emiliano sets. Going over the block, this time for Chapman. Otene tips this one over into the campfire. This one went down. Point, Georgia Tech.
Again, they need to capitalize on these opportunities. It's been happening, Joey. They get a great point, and then the service errors follows. They just really need to try and get 2 points in a row or extend that lead a little bit further before those service errors come in.
Logan Wiley at the service line now for Georgia Tech. There's Granberry out of the middle. A tough swing. Georgia Tech able to get something out of it? Yes, they do. Able to get a swing into the back row. Point Georgia Tech, and they've got a lead now here in set number 3. Their first lead since 3-2. Wiley looking to continue the run on the line, but blocked at the net. Point, Georgia Tech.
This is that run we were talking about, Joey. You can see the energy already illuminating from Georgia Tech, and they are just up by 2. If that lead were to extend, I mean.
The 3-0 run right now, double-digit lead. And if they're able to extend it just a little bit further, you can feel pretty confident. Swing over the block, kept alive. Right back to Tennessee. Blocked in the middle. Deandra Pierce. Timeout, Tennessee.
Wow, exactly what we saw there in set 2 but a little bit vice versa.
We'll take it with them. 13-10, Georgia Tech with the lead. We'll be right back from Madison.
Over the court, and she has a wide range of talents from scoring to serving. When I asked Coach what she brings to this team, she said a comfort level, and they can go to her in big moments. She's experienced in tournaments from her time at Towson, and even though she's more of a quiet player, she comes up big in the moments that matter. Joey?
Thanks, Rachel, as Tennessee's swing is long. Point, Georgia Tech. They continue this momentum as we head into now a 4-point lead in favor of the Yellow Jackets. The service run continuing for Logan Wiley, and a big moment here for the freshman. Swing over the top of the block, kept alive. This time another swing. The block has been there, affecting these swings. Bertolino gonna have to bump this one over. Otene, can she get over the block? Pull, and it'll be a touch. Point, Georgia Tech. Thought that one was long.
That is not what Tennessee wanted right there. The 1 point that Georgia is kind of giving you by hitting it long just to go off that touch is not what they're looking for. They're trying to pick apart that defense and just can't make the offense go in their favor.
Make it a 6-0 run for the Jackets. Can Tennessee get something going? Blocked. Point, Georgia Tech.
All right.
7-0 run.
Joey, Georgia has absolutely taken this third set by the horns, completely dominating. I mean, having great success at the net, but also really able to get it through their block. And the Georgia Tech block has been so successful tonight.
And they might be, unless there was just a wet spot that needed to clean up, I think that might have been the case. 7-0 run. For Georgia Tech, does Tennessee have anything to say about it? They do. Getting Hayden Kubik involved. And finally, the bleeding stops.
Exactly, Joey. I mean, the Orange, they're looking for something to go in their favor, and that was 1 point, and they're hoping for this point too.
Can they get a rally going in their own way? This one over the block. There was a touch. Point, Georgia Tech.
This will be a big comeback for the Lady Vols in set 3. I mean, down by 6, Georgia Tech on the crisp of getting to that set 3 and hoping to close it out.
Set at the middle. Chajic denied. Back to Chajic over the block this time. And into the seats. Nina Chajic, just talked about her at the break. And again, making these plays to keep the Lady Vols in it.
Yeah, Nina Chajic needs to be at her best to keep these Lady Vols in it. She was the reason set 2 went the way it did, and I mean, Georgia Tech has done well in defending her and stopping her at the pinpoint.
Set now for Otene. Powerful swing, powerful kill. And the Yellow Jackets going on another run. It'll be Otene at the service line. Had an error last time at the line. Chajic again.
Gosh, 11 kills on the night, Joey. What a night for her. I mean, going pretty well with her digs and blocks as well. I mean, we talked about it prior, and she just keeps continuing to build up those stats, and she's gotten a little bit more involved in this third set in the last few points.
Erin Jones at the service line. An odd receive. Was there a touch? Yes, there was. Point Georgia Tech. And I think they're going to challenge this one.
Exactly. You saw that no-touch signal from the Lady Vols. Both teams looking at it there.
This, again, one of those pivotal points in the set.
If this could go the Lady Vols' way, I mean, that brings them in within 5 points rather than 6, but they're hoping not to let Georgia get on that 20 mark. That gets a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more tense for the Lady Vols. And we'll take a look at it here.
Was there one at the net? I don't know if I saw one. This might be tough to overturn, but
it might be right through the hands. Her hands are also pretty perfectly in sync, so you can't see either of them that well. Well, if it is or is not overturned, what do you think Tennessee's talking about trying to get this third set turned around, Joey?
Well, right now, again, it is. That will help. The call's reversed. Point will go back to Tennessee. So now you keep the run going. 18-14 now only in favor of Georgia Tech. Again, being able to keep this rally going and just narrow down the margin as much as you can. Swing blocked, and who else but Nina Chajic. Point Tennessee.
Gosh, Nina Chajic on that outside hit, so dangerous, and the Jackets have done a pretty good job trying to defend it earlier, but again, when she's able to get up and over that block, that is something to be scared for.
This one now quickly closed, just a 3-point deficit. Swing, block kept alive. Can Georgia Tech get something out of it? No, they can't. Make it a 4-0 run. Timeout, Georgia Tech. You talk about a big turning point with that review. Felt like the Yellow Jackets were going to start to pull away. Now suddenly a 2-point game. We look at these plays at the net, and it's going to be a big piece of who's going to come away with this one.
Yeah.
We've seen these middles for both sides get things going.
I mean, the blocks have just been crazy tonight. Both teams' defense really playing a key role in this. I mean, again, we keep seeing Gunderberry with that as well.
The blocks per set, and it's been a block party in set number 3. 8 combined. Georgia Tech with 5, Tennessee with 3. Only 6 combined in sets 1 and 2, 8 in this set. You got to get the playmakers involved, and really the playmakers have been the ones in the middle. You have 4 for Logan Riley on the match. Liv Mogridge with 4. 4 for Nina Chajic. 4 for Claudia Pollock.
Yeah, I mean, that was Georgia's downfall, having 0 blocks in set 2. Ultimately led to them losing by 12 in that second set. So for them to be able to rebound and have 5 blocks so far, this set is a huge turnaround for them, and I'm sure there was a bit of a talking to in the locker room about getting up, getting that defense in. Again, we also haven't really seen those touches going off those blocks as often as we did in the first set.
4-0 run continuing for the Lady Vols. It's been Erin Jones at the service line. This one popped over, and Otene on the receiving error and the ace. And suddenly the Vols are a point away from evening this thing up at 18. What a response.
Yeah, seemed like Georgia really was taking control of this set a few points ago, and never doubt the Lady Vols.
Bumped over. Can Bertolino get it over the block? Bumped up in a net violation. Point Tennessee. They come all the way back to tie it.
Joey, this is an excited Tennessee crowd. I mean, when you go on a run like this and you're able to tie it and get within so close in such a dynamic environment, they have just done such a great job on the offense, and definitely got to owe it to some of those timeouts as well.
6-0 run for the Lady Vols. Bertolino off the block. Chajic over the block. Set, Bertolino sent back. Point Tennessee.
And Tennessee will take the lead. Oh my goodness, Joey, a lot of emotions in this third set. Back and forth. And we're getting back to what we saw in those first 2 points. It was very fluid with who had the lead. And again, the Jackets were able to really gain control within those middle 10 points. And again, here come the Lady Vols to even it out.
Can they be the first to 20? Aaron Jones continuing the service run. Oh, I thought that was going to be a pretty easy block, but just being able to slide that one through. Tamara Otene was able to slide it through on the other side, tied up at 19.
Yeah, gosh, some of this, you think it's an easy block, and then all of a sudden Otene is up there, and not so easy anymore.
So tied up at 19. The race to 25 is on. The way things are going, they might need a little more. The swing error for Bertolino, and it'll be the first to 20. They're the Tennessee Volunteers. They're the first to 20. Nina Chajic at the service line. She's been so big for the Lady Volunteers in this one, but a rare mistake. The service error, we're tied at 20.
True, you don't see a lot of Chajic mistakes, and that was one that you did not want to give up. But with it being tied 20-20, it's, better now, and we'll see a timeout now on the floor.
Timeout, Tennessee tied up at 20. And it's going to be the last couple of points here in set number 3. They've been pretty evenly, both teams have been pretty dominant in sets 1 and 2, but this one coming down to the wire. We'll send it down to Rachel for more down courtside.
Thanks, guys. I was talking with Yellow Jackets head coach Michelle Collier about their motto for the tournament, and she shared with me their core values. It's the 4 E's: excellence, energy, evolution, and everlasting. This means they're playing fearless, aggressive, fast, and celebrating their play and just coming together as a team. She says the E's puts a pressure on them to play together and something they use on their ups and downs. Joey?
Thanks, Rachel. And again, we come into these last few points. 20 all. What have you seen out of this set for both sides? Obviously, the story right now is Tennessee being able to come back and respond quickly. What are you seeing right now? Who has the advantage? Who's got the energy right now? It feels like Tennessee does, but it's the mistakes right now that could be hurting them.
Tennessee definitely has the momentum kind of coming up after that, but with that service error we just saw from the Lady Vols, that gives Georgia Tech the advantage, hoping to run with it a little bit, but definitely got to give the momentum, the excitement to Tennessee and Tennessee's bench. To come back with that many points, they're really dominating this third set when we thought we were counting them out.
Neither side hitting particularly strong in the set. Chajic trying to pop this one over. Set, swing for Bertolino, tooled it out of bounds. Point, Georgia Tech. and they claim the lead.
And Joey, what we've seen after a lot of those big Georgia Tech points is usually some type of service error, so that is something they're really looking to avoid. And that they do.
Backs out of the middle, Pollock. Point Tennessee, back and forth, continuing.
Oh, Joey, what a match, 21-21. This is not how I thought the third set was going to go when we were seeing that the Jackets really take the lead and dominate during that. But, again, I've learned never to count the Lady Bulls out.
And they have responded very strongly. That one off the top of the net. Swing out of the middle. Liv Mogridge. This almost has the makings of it. Feels like we're in extra points right now. The team that gets consecutive points, it feels like they're going to be the ones to control the set.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia Tech with the advantage here.
Off the top of the net on the top spin. Swing out of the back. Chajic! Are you kidding me? Tied at 22.
That power is just unmatched. That's not something you can see from everyone in this tournament so far. But, yeah, Chajic, such a scary, scary person to meet up there at the block.
Serve going back to Tennessee. Caroline Kerr at the line. Swing Otene over the block. Can Tennessee get to it? No, they can't. Otene, an incredible swing this time. And Logan Wiley with a chance to give the Jackets set point. Chajic receives it. Kerr. Blocked and kept alive. Swing over the block. What finesse from Peyton Chapman. We're tied at 23.
Oh my gosh, Joey, I feel like we might be going into some extra points based on how this is looking, and this is why each team, they're fighting. We've seen that with Georgia Tech. We've seen both teams go to those extra sets, extra hours of volleyball, and just
Who
like
else?
that.
Nina Chajic. Point Tennessee, timeout Georgia Tech. And Tennessee has set point.
Wow, Joey, what a crazy, crazy few points here. I mean, great opportunity there. I mean, coming up, we're looking for that fourth set. This will really give a huge advantage to either team. I mean, Georgia Tech really came up close when they played Pitt. They were fighting till the end, alternating sets. But, I mean, who knows what we'll see here. Which team do you think will be able to finish this off and kind of get maybe a kill, or will they go with the dump and play it a little bit safer, or are we on the line of there's nothing to lose?
Well, I mean, pretty evidently, it seems like Georgia Tech's in a situation where they kind of live and die with the big swing. So I feel like you got to stick with it and know, like, hey, are you going to be able to, you got to swing big in a situation like this. Can you extend it? That's how we've seen them thrive in this match. But it's those errors that you have to avoid.
And gosh, normally you see some fans on their feet at a normal Wisconsin home game, everyone on their feet, but more than what you would expect for neither of their teams being their ideal cheering team.
Tennessee ended set number 2 on an ace. It's Hayden Kubik at the service line. And it's out, a service error. So we know we're going to extra points now.
Gosh, when you can finish it out with an ace in the prior set and then you go to a service error, that is a bit tricky and not expected from Georgia Tech. They're looking for that strong serve, but got a little bit lucky on that one.
Now it's Ashlyn Goolsby with the chance. Chiach over the top of the block with the touch. Point Tennessee.
Tennessee again within one. Can they do it, or will Georgia Tech be able to push it further?
Katie Barrier at the service line, into the back. Set cross court. Oh, today couldn't get there, but it might have been in the net. It was. Point Georgia Tech. We stay alive. Play on.
Yeah, the Lady Bulls thought they were done. They were running to the other side, but
Tennessee question. I'm not sure what the call was. That seemed clean. No, I don't think there will be a. The card was picked up, but we play on at 25 all. Chiach, stuff kept alive. Out of the back, Otene, no touch, point Tennessee.
Joey, it is exactly what you said. It's like you know exactly what you're talking about. That's why you're here, obviously, but Georgia's gonna die. They're gonna go home swinging big, and Otene, that was a big swing from her, and went a little wide on that one.
Aaron Jones, who was on the service line for the big run for the Lady Vols. Could she end it? No, another service error. We play on for a few more points.
Second time the Lady Bulls have done that, coming within one, and those service errors, and they hadn't had a lot, and just really bumping them up at the last part of this set.
Sophia Velez. Back to Chiach, she's gonna dump it over. Velez, bump set, looking for Bertolino. Blocked, and a net violation.
Yeah, you saw a few fingers maybe brush that net there,
and it really, I mean, that just seemed like an unforced error, and that's what Georgia Tech's really struggled with in trying to close out set 2 and now set 3. And who else but Nina Chiach with a top spin serve potentially to end it. Bertolino receives. Now the swing. Tooled out. You continue to play on.
Now, Joey, it's the matter of how many points do you play. I mean, it was nice to see that Chiach was able to keep that serve in since the 2 prior points. I mean, at least gave the opportunity to win and close out set 3.
We've been back and forth for 7 points. Swing out of the back, Chiach! Point Tennessee.
All right, Joey, is this going to be it? We've said this so many times. Is Tennessee going to close it out for the 3rd set, or will Georgia Tech remain and fight through?
Sydney Janes at the service line. Trying to end it in set 3. Into the back, Velez. The swing for Bertolino, tooled, whistle, net violation, point Georgia Tech. The winner of this set will have earned 30 points, at least.
Yeah, I mean, and they're going to be well fought 30 points, that's for sure. This set was not given to anybody.
Bertolino, top spin serve right into the net. And there's a point given right there.
I mean, in Tennessee really having the opportunity to close out this set numerous different times, and Georgia Tech continuously to prevail. And I mean, let's see if this can be it for the Lady Vols.
Another set point for the Lady Volunteers. It's Caroline Kerr at the line, and another service error. Are you kidding me?
Joey, we have not seen as many service errors throughout the entirety of this match so far as we have in these last 10 points.
We've already seen 4 just in extra points. Now the freshman Logan Wiley. Popped up into the back. Kerr sets over to Kubik, kept alive. And just gonna have to be a free ball from Bertolino. Swing Chapman almost back to us. What a swing by Peyton Chapman.
All right, Joey, and every time we're doing the drum roll, will this close out the set? Will the Lady Vols be able to do it? And the Badger fans are now excited as we are going on to point possibly 31. The field house, they are on their feet.
Hayden Kubik trying to end this one in set 3. Swing over the top of the block again. Tamara Otene.
Going to point 32. Goodness gracious, it's getting long.
Suarez at the service line just pops this one up. Set out of the middle. Oh, this one's still alive. Joust at the net. Won by Georgia Tech. Now they get a set point. That was one of those plays that Georgia Tech just did not give up on the point, and it felt like they were a little bit more on the balls of their feet.
I was going to say, I looked down, I thought Granbury had that point. We were coming back to the Lady Vols, but no.
Set. Blocked! Point Georgia Tech, and they win a thriller of a set 3.
And when they got to set point, they made sure to put it away, something that Tennessee was not able to do on many of their set points.
We'll send it to a break, but Georgia Tech, when it felt all was lost, they come back to win set 3.
Back and forth, and I mean, Georgia Tech put it away, and they knew they had to capitalize when they had that match, or that set point, and the Lady Vols just weren't able to do the same. Badger fans roll in, student section getting a little bit more full, and you see the fans who didn't necessarily come here to cheer for either of these teams getting more invested, getting excited about this close matchup. I mean, how can you not when that set goes like that with 30-32? You're obviously going to be invested.
Caroline Kerr at the service line for the Lady Vols, trying to push this one to 5 sets after a third set that many times could have been theirs. Can they respond like they have so many times tonight so far? Swing to the outside, Bertolino, a tough swing. Dumped over, kept alive. Bertolino again, blocked. Emiliano back to Bertolino, blocked again. A dump out of the back, kept alive on a free ball. Back to Bertolino a 4th time on this rally. No dice. Blocked, out. Point Tennessee. After all that, a blocking error.
What a great rally to start this 4th set. I mean, impressive dig we originally saw from Barrier. I mean, just totally got under that, and Tennessee ultimately prevailed with that point. But good back and forth, what we saw, and the points have really developed from what we saw in the first set.
First point of the set going to Tennessee. Trying to push this one to 5 sets. Bertolino again. No touch, point Tennessee. That's 5 swings already for Bertolino in this set alone.
Gosh, 2 points, 5 swings. If you're doing the math, she's a key player.
Back to Bertolino again. Finally, she gets the kill.
I mean, Tennessee looking to try and gain this momentum that they had coming off of that third set. They really were able to hang in there, but kind of lost it with a few of those match points. But I mean, both teams having the ability to really take control of this set, and
blocked out.
Neither team wanting to go to 30 points again.
In Kubik at the service line for the Lady Vols. Out of the back, blocked. How many blocks have we seen just in the first 5 points of set 4 alone?
Yeah, I mean, Joey, both blocks really developing throughout the sets. I mean, we saw that block statistic prior where there was 8 blocks just in part of that last time, and here we are again making it through that block right there.
Morgan Wiley getting involved, and this is when Georgia Tech's at their best, when they can get this freshman phenom rolling on offense. Get the serve back down to Bianca Bertolino. And a service error. Now it's the errors for Bertolino that are starting to plague the Yellow Jackets.
Exactly. Coming off so fresh into this 4th set, we saw so many service errors in the last set. That's something that is crucial to avoid, looking not to give away those points. Got to give yourself the ability to even get in the running.
Emiliano's got to get over to make this play. It's just going to be a free ball out of the back. Swing off the top of the block, point Tennessee, and they are in control to start set number 4.
That's what they're looking for, Joe. I mean, you're down by so much and you get that momentum. That is a hard momentum to gain and to keep. They were able to do it once. They do not want to do it again. That is a hard position to be in.
Emiliano's got to tap this one back to Mogridge. Swing out of the middle, kept alive by Mogridge. Bump, could be a joust at the net. No, Emiliano bump set. Swing and a strong one again by Tamar Otene. He's up to 22 kills in this one. Logan Wiley at the service line again for the Jackets. Out of the middle, blocked, but not enough. A one-on-one in the swing from Claudia Pollock was enough.
Man, Joey, I mean, the Lady Volunteers, great effort so far from them, but this is who we saw some service errors from, and Aaron Jones, that's what you're looking to avoid.
Off the top of the block, and Tennessee wasn't able to keep it alive. Point Georgia Tech, and still clawing away back into this one. As Larissa Mendez checks back in. Oh, and service error, no, kept alive. Tennessee lucky to get this one back over. Otene, the swing over the top of the block, dug out. And that one long. Nina Chajic just a hair long. And now suddenly Georgia Tech with a bit of a run.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia Tech leading in kills with 54 kills, but those errors have been what's hurting them in these few other sets where they haven't been able to take the lead and just some faulty errors.
Set going for Mendez. And might be a lift. Double contact indeed.
I mean, Moridge on the serve, what a fantastic season she had prior to getting injured last year. She played the first 13 matches, on pace to be an All-American, but then suffering an injury, and she's looking to get that revenge in this tournament.
Tip out of the back. Swing from Otene right to Aaron Jones, and she wasn't able to make a play on it. We're tied up at 7. A 4-0 run for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, just kind of caught it right there. Wasn't expecting it, right into the forehead.
A dump kept alive. Be a tough play at the net. Swing blocked. Set out of the middle by Kerr. Chajic again, and a powerful swing into the seats off of Velez.
Exactly, Joey. I mean, such bullets coming off her. I mean, almost every time she hits it, and if the Jackets are able to get a hand on it, it's going somewhere almost even close to the second level.
These two teams hard to separate throughout this entire match. Two teams that made the Sweet 16 a year ago. One of them's got to go home in the first round this year. The swing out of the middle. Claudia Pollock back to a 2-point lead for Tennessee.
Tennessee not trying to give up more of those points that they did when they had that strong lead. Really trying to slowly inch forward and kind of gain that control they had in the third set and take control of points 10 through 20.
It's a service ace. Nina Chajic again. That top spin serve, absolutely lethal. This one able to be received. Otene has to dump this one into the campfire, and she does. Just pops it up and over. Keeps this one within 2. Tamara Otene. It's been a day of ups and downs for her, but she's made the plays when it's mattered. And another one there. Free ball here. Tennessee, can they receive it? Kerr over to Kubik, kept alive. And tried to dump it, but it ended up dumped on her own side.
Wow, I mean, right idea there from Deandra Pierce. I mean, just jumped up, totally able to stop the play from happening. Honestly, thought it was going to go for the Lady Bulls there.
A joust at the net, kept alive. Out of the back, Otene, long, point Tennessee.
And you see the challenge card grabbed and trying to debate whether or not to keep that on the call.
And the card put back down.
Like we've been tricked a few times with the grabbing of the card, but I mean, it did look a bit long there.
Otene able to receive it, swing from Bertolino this time, and tooled off the block, but the other way. The long way across the net.
Yeah, not really sure how that happened. I was looking at that, and it's a blocking error, but hence it's going at least 10 feet the other way.
Out of the back, Chajic. Little too much. Right back to Tennessee. Tooled off the block, but Georgia Tech keeping it alive. Swing out of the back. Point, Georgia Tech. We're tied again at 11.
Nina Chajic, she thought she had that point there. Just absolutely so much smoke on that kill, or on that hit, but Georgia Tech really able to get in there, dig it up, and come away with the point.
Swing, Kubik kept alive. Velez, bump set. Looking for Menges. Tennessee back to Kubik, blocked. Suarez. Otene out of the back. Nice defensive plays on both sides. And someone win at the net. Logan Wiley it is. And Georgia Tech takes the lead.
What a point from Logan Wiley. I mean, again, we said she's on the block, she's on the kill, but perfectly just able to kind of pop that over and sink right above, or right after the Vols, and just fell pretty perfectly.
Sophia Velez at the service line. Trying to keep things going for Georgia Tech. This one running out of room. And Nina Chaich, a strong swing again.
18 kills, Joey. My goodness, she is just on fire tonight, and she's really been keeping Tennessee in reach for this game, and specifically this set as well.
When they need a kill, they've been able to go to her at will. Suarez out of the middle. Wiley blocked, and no one was there for it to clean it up. Point Tennessee.
Emily Beaker, great block from her. I mean, she's got the height on it as well. 6'5", Henderson, North Carolina. Excuse me, Hendersonville.
Velez able to dig on the receive. Menges long. Point Tennessee.
Tennessee again looking to gain that momentum, hopefully go on a run, but Georgia Tech trying to keep it within that arm's length because in the long run they have been winning during those on and off fluid points.
Suarez, cross-court pass. Sent over Tennessee, blocked, but they're able to get it back over. Suarez to Bertolino over the block, point Georgia Tech.
I mean, what an opportunity there from Georgia Tech. Just absolutely found the opening, able to kind of pick apart the Lady Vols defense, and Chaich not really able there to dig it, as sometimes the Lady Vols rely on her too.
Swing from the near side, kept alive, Georgia Tech. Bianca Bertolino. Boy, Georgia Tech, we're tied again at 14.
Joey, I'm wondering if an extra points are in our future.
Swing from the near side, Kubik blocked. And Tennessee couldn't dig it up. Georgia Tech takes the lead, 15-14 as we head into a timeout. We'll take it with them on the court. They've gotten some incredible performances. Tamara Otene has really come along here in sets 3 and 4, hitting 400 on the day, 25 kills, a match high. She's been phenomenal. Luana Emiliano at the service line for Georgia Tech. And on the other side, Peyton Chapman ties us back up at 15. And Kate, how tight have sets 3 and 4 been?
Gosh, Joey, it has been so close for the whole thing. I mean, we saw that at the beginning of set 1, but set 3 really went neck and neck in those middle points like we're seeing here. I mean, 30-32 in set 3 and 15-15. I mean, fighting to the end, and there's been service errors, but they're really cleaning it up in the last few points.
Chapman over the block. There was a touch called on the court. Point Tennessee, they reclaim the lead. Aiden Kubik continuing at the service line. Can they extend out their lead even further? Nice play by Velez. It's going to have to be a free ball here for Tennessee. Swing, Chapman off the top of the block. Mogridge. Emiliano going for Bertolino again. Mogridge blocked out of the middle. It's Emily Beaker.
That Lady Vol block, numerous blocks within that point. I mean, just continuously, like you said, that Tennessee number 17 Beaker, I mean, force to be reckoned with.
Timeout, Georgia Tech, as right out of that timeout in the middle, Tennessee responding with a 3-0 run of their own. And neither side, I just mentioned this, that both of these teams were in the Sweet 16 a season ago, neither side wanting to go home in night one. We look at these top players for both sides. Nina Chajic, Tamara Otene. I mean, incredible performances, both on pace, potentially coming here for double-doubles from the outside position. I mean, they have done so much to try to will their team to the finish line. What do you take from the performance from both sides?
I mean, they have both been so key. Originally, we were seeing a lot of talent from both sides, but the names that continue to earn points, I mean, 19 and 25 kills, and defensively, they're helping out immensely as well. These players, it's kind of a 1v1. They're looking to get over that block, and they've been pretty successful, Joey. And I mean, a lot of these points are owed to them. And I mean, Nina Chajic has just been so scary for Tennessee. Just an absolute animal on that outside hit.
It'll be Tennessee's serve, leading 17-15. Again, coming down to the wire.
We are wondering again if this will go into extra points or if the Jackets were able to close it out in 4 sets.
Cubic continuing at the line. That one out. Service error, point Georgia Tech. Now an opportunity to tie us back up again at 17. Dug out, kept alive. Otene, powerful swing again. And we're tied at 17.
26 kills, Joey. That does not happen every day. I mean, as we just talked about her, Otene, a force to be reckoned with, and both these players really helping out
off
their
the
teams.
top of the net. Chajic on the other end. Gives Tennessee the lead right back.
Yeah, Joey, back and forth. When we saw this happen last time, the service errors kind of came in. Perhaps it was nerves, but both teams have been pretty good about that so far in set 4. But again, I won't speak too soon.
Tennessee trying to go on a run. Otene again. The 2 stars on both sides. Going kill for kill right now.
It's exactly what it is. I mean, back and forth. You see a little bit of that Wiley in there as well. I mean, she's done pretty stellar with some of her blocks and kills as well.
Wiley at the service line now. She's been there at crucial points, and now a service error just left that one a little too long. Point Tennessee, and now Aaron Jones will check in to take the serve for the Vols.
I mean, yeah, like you said, both teams looking to advance past the first round in the tournament. Both teams have done it before. I mean, the Lady Vols have advanced out of the first round 3 different times and looking to do so again tonight, but got to go to 5 sets to do so.
Otene off the top of the block and down on Georgia Tech's side. Point Tennessee, they're the first to 20.
As we learned, first to 20, you want to be there, but it certainly doesn't mean that you're going to be getting that 4th set.
Emiliano sets for Otene again. Point Georgia Tech. Emiliano checks out.
I mean, Otene looking to get to 30 kills. I mean, that would be pretty remarkable for her.
Liv Mogridge at the service line, trying to will the Yellow Jackets back into it, but Nina Chajic says, no ma'am. And now she'll go to the service line, 4 points away from sending this one to a 5th set. Top spin serve on its way off the tape. Otene, long, but a touch. Point Georgia Tech, and now Otene to the service line. Trying to get something going here in the last 5 points, but a service error.
Exactly what we talked about, those service errors when you come within those 5 points, Joey. What makes those service errors so crucial, and why do you think they're happening now?
I mean, just coming down to these last 5 points, I mean, the pressure's on. You have to be able to perform and just be able to get the rally started. You have to get those plays. On cue, another one. Point Georgia Tech. Now libero, Sophia Velez.
I mean, and Otene is at her season high with kills, and the most she had was 27 when she played Duke earlier this season, and she's currently at 29.
Not even all the way done. A joust at the net. Won by Georgia Tech. They get a swing. Was there a touch? There was. I think there may be a card coming out here, and pretty certain on the Tennessee side that there was, and maybe looking for a net violation.
Yeah, I mean,
they were pretty quick to pull out that card. Coach Rackham Watt.
I mean, both teams within 22-22. Georgia Tech really wanting to close this out in the next few points, and we'll take a look at it here with the net violation.
You do see that net move a little bit. I don't know if I saw any what we have right there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily look like a touch nor a net violation, but
still, this is a crucial part of this match.
Yeah, I mean,
could really turn it on its head right now.
Whoever gets this point, you are within 2. Not sure which one that'll go to, but both teams really gotta avoid the